Listen to my instructions at all times. Watch your head, no low blows. When I say break, step back. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Thank you.
Well, here we go. First fight of the night here at the Indigo O2 Greenwich, London. Promises to be a stacked night of boxing.
Up. Round one.
Top of the bill, George Liddard versus Derek Osaze. But here, in this opening contest, Maiseyrose takes on Jasmina Nad. 6 rounds. It's nice to have Sonny Edwards and Will Croller join us, because for one moment, me and Ellie Courtney thought it was just going to be the two of us. But better late than never, Sonny.
You know what? We left on time, but we were stuck in traffic. We came running through the O2. You know what I mean? Didn't even stop at Nando's, but we're here now just in time.
Nice sharp start from Maiseyrose. She's got back to winning ways after suffering her first defeat to Jasmina Zapatosna. Nice solid workout in December. She was happy with her performance, and she's been working on a lot in the gym with John Ryder and Tony Sims, and started well, Ellie.
Yeah, massively. You know, she had a little setback, but she's come back, and I feel like activity, she's enjoying herself in there. But I think Jasmina, as the rounds go on, she does tend to be a bit reckless, like as you see there, she's willing and she lets her hands go. She's a tough woman, and she'll be willing to take them all night, but she does let her hands go.
You did say just before we went live, albeit 40 years old, you did think Jasmina Nad would be a tough test.
Yeah, she's took some rounds off a lot of opponents. Ebony Jones, I think the score is 58-56. She took Shannon Courtney. I think there was a round in it. She's rugged, and like I say, that she's just willing to eat shots, but she does let her hands go, and from all different angles.
Happy with the start, Will?
Yeah, it's a good start to the round. I think the shot for Maisey's the right hand over Nad's low lead hand, and I think a few more feints, jabs to the body, and then chop the right hand over.
Right.
Well, she's in a fight for sure. Nad, she's game, she's aggressive and physically strong. Maiseyrose, always animated, a great character and a good start, nice quick hands.
Corners, 10 seconds.
What would you be asking for her in the corner there, Sonny?
Just to stay switched on, really. I think she started quite sharp and sprightly, but she did get caught with a couple of right hands that maybe showed a bit of jeopardy coming from her opponent. So, yeah, I would like to see her settle down, keep working on her work, and not leaving herself in too many opportunities to get caught clean.
Yeah, as you said, Ellie, Nad's been in with decent company. She was last out losing to Maëlys Ganglov. That was November, over 6 rounds. Lost to Shannon Courtney back in October 19. That was only by a point, as you pointed out. Former world title challenger and European champion Mary Romero. So she's been in with some good company. She looks unfazed, solid. But is it the speed, perhaps, Ellie, that she's struggling with at the minute?
I think Maisey's just, like Sonny said, she's got to be switched on. She's got to be alert, because Jasmina, as the rounds go on, I do believe it could get interesting, because, you know, she's willing, and Maisey just can't get greedy on hitting her too often, because she's a stationary target, but you just don't want to get greedy and put yourself in a position to be counted over the top.
And you know when they're in the Adidas netball shorts that they're coming to fight. You know what I mean?
I want to know what netball team she's on.
You know what? They're not here to, you know, look all fancy and just get the work done. And you can tell that she's an honest fighter, and she's getting some good work here, though. But I just think Maisey is just the step ahead at every moment right now.
Yeah, moving nicely, side to side. She looks fleet-footed, nimble, quick hands, and I see an interview of her recently, and she's talking about just flowing a bit more with the shots, not loading up as much, and just enjoying it a bit more, not being as tense.
Yeah, and I think, you know, no fighter wants to suffer a setback early in their career, but I think when you still have the rest of your career to really grow into, sometimes it can be a blessing in disguise. And I think, you know, this is one of the most switched on and sharp that I've actually seen Maisey.
2 rounds done here in the opening contest here on Before the Bell. Experienced corner there for Maisey Rose Courtney. John Ryder, what a fighter he was. He used to bash me up in sparring on a weekly basis. The gorilla.
Seconds out. Round 3.
So into round 3 we go. Maisey Rose Courtney, sorry, Jasmina Nad. But you've got itchy knuckles, Will. You've got sporting a little shyness. You're obviously deep in camp.
This morning's work. But no, I think she set a good pace last round, Maisey. And I think she keep it up. And I say she's outboxing Nad here at the minute. And yeah, keep doing what she's doing.
Taking centre in the ring as well now. Maisey going upstairs, downstairs. Another body shot lands there. She's really showing a bit more variation to her punches as well in this 3rd round.
Yeah, she's shown a bit of everything here, Maisey Rose Courtney. Starting to hold her feet, nice quick hands. Guess all the work that she's been doing in the recent weeks, months since that defeat, trying to put it into play. Nudge, again, no nonsense, looking to get a foothold into this contest. But for me, and I'm sure you agree, just the speed. She's struggling with the hand speed, the movement of Courtney.
Yeah, and right now she's just giving her opponent the target and taking it away confidently. She's making a miss, she's slipping and sliding, and she's making her pay when she comes over the top. I think this again is probably the best round in the fight so far for Maisey Rose Courtney. Oh, good right hand as well. Staggers Jasmina Nad back to the rope.
Yeah, she felt that one. That was a lovely shot from Courtney. She's really getting to work here. Good flurry of shots from the Londoner. Just missing with the left screw shot, but fantastic shot. Right in the closing seconds of the 3rd round.
Here we go, lovely work, dropping the shoulders, and that's it. She caught her with a right hand on the chin. You can see her wobble back a little bit there. She closed the gap, maybe smothered her work a little bit, but she did a good job at keeping the pressure on there, Maisey Rose Courtney, and you could see that her opponent was a bit worse for wear after that exchange.
Ellie, what do you think John and the team will be saying to Maisey in the corner?
I think just keep your head. We've seen it with Maisey. She's got every punch in the books, but she does tend to get carried away and squash the pace. But, you know, that was a lovely timed shot, but it was at a distance, and that's where she's getting work success, getting the clean shots. And I think she had Jasmina in trouble there, and I'm hoping she follows it on this round.
I think you called that, Will. I think you said the right hand.
Yeah, it was a good shot. And
Seconds
She's
out.
going to want 10%.
Round 4.
Well, let's see how both fighters approach this round. It was a lovely shot, as we say, the right hand from Courtney in that 3rd round. Tough as old boots, Nudge. Seems as if she's got her legs from under her. She's been working well in the gym with Tony and John Ryder since that defeat. She's been sparring with Ramla Ali.
Good shot.
Done some rounds with Shona Whitwell, Lauren Parker and Ruth Huntley. Really starting to enjoy it again Not putting as much pressure on her. Looking dangerous, Sunny.
I'm really liking the work with her lead hand, Courtney. She's changing the levels where the lead hand is. She's starting a lot more down with it by her side, but look, she's giving a bit of target and then taking it away and coming for after it. She's making her opponent think about throwing, but not really get much success landing on any of the target there.
Oh, solid one too, Ellie.
It's straight down the pipe. She's picking it beautiful, and it's all coming off a movement before and after. It's very clean work, clinical.
And you can see the face starting to mark a little bit of Jasmina Nad.
Slipping and sliding nicely as well, in a groove. It does strike me, Will, of a fighter in there that's enjoying herself.
No, she's just enjoying herself. She's mixing it well, head and body.
Blood coming from the nose of Nudge.
You can see Courtney, she's almost making the only shot Nas can think about throwing, the lead hand jab, and then she's waiting for that to come, and she's slipping around the side of it and punishing her. Like every time she starts just that little bit more out of range, and I think it's very smart to box like this when you haven't got the reach or you haven't got the height advantage. It kind of takes away the taller fighter's benefits.
Yeah, nice variation again in this round, another round to admire the work of Maisey Rose Courtney. I'm sure John Ryder, Bill Moran, Mark Seltzer will be thrilled with their charge.
It was a beautiful time, and as you can see, she's always feeding her the jab, and she's finding the right hand over the top counter, and I really think she's, you know, she's in a good place in there, Maisey. It's nice to see her enjoying herself after the little hiccup she's had, so there's some exciting fights to be made in this division for her as well, so she's putting in a great performance.
More of the same, Will?
Yeah,
Just keep the pressure, keep the speed.
Yeah, and not forgetting the body. I think the body work was nice in the first 2 rounds, and it brings openings to the head as well, so more what she's doing and keep hitting the body. I believe it'll set up the shot over the top.
Seconds out. Round 5.
We're into the 5th round we go. Sunny, does she do anything different? Does she need to do anything different?
I don't really think she needs to increase the pace or energy, because she's boxed at, you know, quite a high temperature. She's been making her opponent think and work and react, and it's slowly starting to chip away at her. Now we could see her, you know, try and up the pace a little bit, but that might just give her opponent an opportunity that she doesn't really need to give her, when it looks like, to me, if this fight went on for 8, maybe 10 rounds, that this pace would probably start really getting to her.
And it does seem, Sunny, as if she's starting to up it ever so slightly again. Maisey Rose Courtney, nice little slip on the inside and the outside. Again, like I said, numerous times enjoying herself, and it does seem like it's getting tough in there for Nudge.
And when you start slowly turning the screw, you're not really putting too much more effort than you just was, but if the opponent was already feeling it, they're going to start feeling that a little bit more, and these rounds are going to get longer and longer as the fight goes on.
As Ellie pointed out, I'm sure she won't appreciate this, Nudge. 40 years old, and that's another lovely right hand from Maisey Rose Courtney, looking very, very spiteful here.
She's actually circling round as well. She's walking onto Maisey's right hand there, so she hasn't changed direction, and as long as Maisey keeps stepping aside, she's going to find it all night long. There you go again.
I think Maisey needs to stay on her as well.
Yeah, physically looking strong, very aggressive on the front foot, and as you say, Ellie, constantly moving onto that right hand. We just see another glancing right.
Asking for it.
Yep.
And I like how she's switching what punch is coming first. A lot of fighters, good shot. A lot of fighters get caught in the rhythm of always leading off with the lead hand, but Maisey Rose has been constantly changing, leading off with a backhand, throwing a 2-1 straight through the middle, and she's had a lot of success.
A very impressive round again for Maisey Rose Courtney, showing us a bit of everything and really looking dangerous with the shots.
Yeah, look, here we go again. She leads with a backhand, finished up with a jab. And it's just hard to read when you keep changing, coming with the left hand first, coming with the right hand first, throwing a single, throwing twos, then dropping down to the body. She's given so many different looks and so many different angles of attack that Jasmina Nad, she's just really struggling to sort of keep her head afloat, to be honest. And yeah, she's still there and she's taking the shots quite well, but at no point is she really being competitive. I think after that first right hand she landed in the first round, there's been very few and far between, even, you know, half shots, cuffing shots. So I think Maisey Rose Courtney has done a great job so far, but she needs to stay switched on the way through this fight to make sure she gets the victory tonight.
Seconds out, 6 and final round.
We're into the final round we go. And yeah, she started the fight well, Nudge, you know, full of ambition, but it's been Maisey Rose Courtney that's beaten that fight out of her with just pressure, quick hands, and that right hand's been a peach, hasn't it, Ellie?
She's fighting all night long, and I just feel like, you know, if we're starting the year with this sort of performance, is only going to give her the world of good. And like I say, in the flyweight, the super fight, there's great fights to make, in-house fights. You know, you've got the likes of Shannon Ryan and my good friend Emma Dolan, who recently beat Shannon Ryan. So, yeah, there's great fights being made.
Yeah, and another right hand again. Seemed to stagger the legs ever so slightly, Sonny.
Yeah, you see the back leg not have full balance then when she first tried to put it down. Jasmina Nad, she backed up a little bit, gave Courtney a bit more confidence, and you can see that. But I think she's been growing in confidence with every second as this fight's been going on. I'm really liking the way she's keeping her shoulders moving. She's keeping changing the angle of attack, and I mentioned it previously, but you know, she had that setback, but against no slouch of a fighter in Jasmine Zappacosta. She is a definite good fighter in her own merit and right, and probably a fight that, you know, if the year goes on the way Maisey Rose wants to, one that she probably should be looking for a rematch in due course.
There's some big fights out there, and she's been on some big cards. She's been sport, been on Katie Taylor's a couple of times, and AJ Undercard here on the Next Gen show at the Indigo O2. So she's gaining valuable experience and improving, you have to say. This is a good performance against a veteran, a 40-year-old veteran, but a 40-year-old that knows how to fight and look after herself, Ellie.
Yeah, she's tough and she's made her good stuff. When you mentioned 40, you said veteran, but I think you remembered your age then and took it back, didn't you, Darren?
Yeah, I said that really quietly, you know.
And she looks better than you at 40, Darren.
Facts. Well, closing seconds here in our opening contest, live on Before the Bell at the Indigo O2. And it was a very good performance from Londoner Maisey Rose Courtney. Goes back to the corner, John Ryder, Bill Moran, Mark Seltzer will be extremely pleased. Tony Sims obviously in the dressing room with Jimmy Sains and George Liddard, both coming up later live on the Zone at 7 p.m. Rate that performance, Sonny?
Yeah, I think you've got to be happy. I think Maisey's got to be happy. I think the corner's got to be happy. It was a good fight to watch. Aesthetically, I thought she boxed well. She was in control. She was ambitious. She looked hungry when firing and letting the shots go. She wasn't coasting at any point through the 6 rounds. Yeah, I think you go away from that with a lot of confidence. And, you know, at the beginning of the year, the 31st of January, it sets up potentially what could be the biggest year of her career yet. And that's probably one of the best performances I've seen of her career so far.
Very quick grading from you, Ellie.
Yeah, like I echo what Sonny said, that's the best Maisey Rose Courtney I've seen, and I think I've been to most of her fights, so she can be happy with that.
Yep, right. That is fight number 1, wrapped up. Let's hand back over to your MC, Mr. David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action here at the Indigo at the O2, referee Kieran McCann scores the contest 60-54 for your winner, Maisey Rose.
Yep, Maisey Rose Courtney gets her hand raised here at the Indigo O2 London, and it was a very good performance from the Londoner. She'll be extremely proud of herself, back to winning ways